Very annoyingly, over the Thanksgiving break, we had a water leak in the lab. If you look at the valve up there, so that valve is part of the heating and cooling system. You can see the vent over here. Leaked some gross black water loaded with goo onto the floor. So first thing, and unfortunately it splashed onto the shields. Probably wouldn't cause too much of a problem because it won't outgas at the temperatures we're working with, but first order of business is going to be to clean up these shields. You can see. All right, one window in. This aluminum shield probably weighs at most 10 pounds. All it's doing is blocking thermal infrared. It doesn't need to hold pressure or anything. I have to say, and this is a disappointment as an American, but metric screws are just better. If they have a fatter head, they just seem to be made better, and they're easier to, they don't strip out as much. It kind of makes sense, but unfortunately, in our lab, everything is a horrible Frankenstein, English and metric. Like this fridge was built in Europe, it's all metric, but there's always going to be some interface to English to make it easier for our machine shop. So for instance, this bolt circle and all these bolts are metric, but this thread inside is like a 2.5 inch 40 thread or something. So it's an English thread. So we just end up using a lot of different English and metric parts, and you never actually know what you're going to get. Almost everything we build is in English, but a lot of the stuff we buy is in metric. If you look at these window holders, they have a little boss that sticks out. I'm installing them with this facing in because there's space on the inside, so just for a little better clearance. In the long run, it probably doesn't matter. So we have two types of filter holders. This is an older style one, which has a clamping ring to clamp around the lens, and then it fits in here, and then it has these set screws that hold it in. This is for the thicker lens that we have to hold. And then we have these types, which have a machine surface. We'll put the filter in, we'll put a wave washer in, and then this retaining ring to press it down. This is all to thermalize these windows. If the windows don't get cold, they'll emit black body radiation, and that will warm up our sample. So that's not okay. So now I got to find the new Asahi super cold filters and install them. Super cold filter, 750 nanometers. So this passes about 350 to 750 nanometers, something like that. All right, so we're gonna have two cold stages. We've got 700 millikelvin. We have 4 Kelvin, and then we're gonna have this guy at 50 Kelvin. Okay, we'll do the cold one first, then we'll put the shield on, and then install this once the shield's on, just to make it a little easier. You can see through the filter, nice and clear. It's passing optical light pretty well. Now, there may be one side that has the ITO coating on it. Now, this is angled so that, because if you have parallel surfaces, you get ghosting, which makes images appear where you don't want them to have them, and that is a huge pain in the butt. So we're going to try to avoid that by this, and we will carefully secure this down. Just fighting the spring. I'm just trying to decide what's. I'm hearing some noise. It's under tension. I shouldn't hear it shake like that. Make sure it's going to be. This stage actually is not going to get a ton of heat on it. But Actually, I think this filter itself might have an internal piece. It's probably not meant to work at these temperatures. It certainly looks like it's engaged. So I think that's good enough.
It's not the filter you're hearing. It's in the mount.
It's the wave washer.
Is the wave washer pushed up against the lip of this and not the filter?
No, I don't think so. This one does it too. This is a filter.
Oh, okay.
I think they just probably two. It might. We'll see if that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, we've used these super cold filters before, so. All right, so this is ready to go. So let's put on the stage. You want to glove up, or you want to put? Yeah, I'd like to. Let's put it on and then screw in the.
What, can you want me to why? Because we're going to be more restricted.
Your clutch. Got to go this way quite a bit. More. More. You're not.
Yeah, I'm watching
Okay, good. You can let go. All right, that's the still shield on. Next is the 4K shield. So far, not too bad. Hanging. All right, we need the 5mm ball drivers. Oh, we get the force. Well, that was not ideal. Fridge is working. We are now cold. We cooled the Delusion refrigerator with the windows in. We got to about 10 millikelvin with the windows, with the lens cap on the windows, but with the windows open, which is great. That's about what we got to beforehand, and it's plenty cold enough for our M kids. We looked at one of our M kid devices in there, and we had very good performance. We actually have that in another video, which I'll link here. But everything's working. The windows are now installed. So the next step in the spectrometer, we need what we call an S2 array, which is these long linear arrays of MKIDs. We'll get those S2 arrays installed in the fridge. Hopefully we'll film that process and show it to you too. And then we're ready to actually operate this as a spectrograph as soon as that happens. So this project is really starting to come together and it's exciting times. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see you again next time.